Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Dadho Jayam Udiraye Nashta Prayeshu Apadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavat Yutama Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Naishtiki. Nata param kamani bandakintanam Mumukshatam tirtha padanukirtanat Nayat punakarma susajjate mano Rajastamo bhyankalilam tatonyata Nata parankarma nibandha krintanam Mumukshatam tirtha padanukirtanat Nayat punakarma susajjate mano Rajastamo bhyam kalilam tatonyata Nata parankarma nibandha krintanam Ta parankarma nibandha krintanam Mumukshatam tirtha padanukirtanat Mukshatam tirtha padanukirtanam Nayat punakarma susajjate mano Akarma susajjate mano Rajastamo bhyam kalilang tatonyata Rajastamo bhyam kalilang tatonyata Nata parankarma nibandha krintanam Da parankarma nibandha krintanam Mumukshatam tirtha padanukirtanat Nayat punakarma susajjate mano Rajastamo bhyam kalilang tatonyata. Yes, please. Nata paranga manibanda krintanam. Samobyam galilam tatonyata. Nata parankar manibanda krintanam. Mumukshatam teta padanu kirtanam. Nayat puna karma susajate mano. Radhastamobhyam galilam dadonyata. Yes, would one Mataji please? Yes, thank you very much. Nataha, not therefore, param, better means, karamani bandha, the obligation to suffer or undergo tribulations as a result of fruitive activities. The obligation to suffer or undergo tribulations as a result of fruitive. You are all still asleep. Grintanam, that which can completely cut off. Mumukshatam, of persons desiring to get out of the clutches of material bondage. It's desiring to get Tirthapada at the Supreme Personality of Godhead, at whose feet all the holy places stand. Anukirtana, then constantly chanting under the direction of the bona fide spiritual master. Then constantly chanting under that. Not. Yat, because. Punaha, again. Karamasu, in fruitive activities. Sajate, becomes attached. Manaha, the mind. Rajatamobhyam, by the modes of passion and ignorance. Kalilam, contaminated. Tataha, thereafter. Anyata, by any other means. Before we will hear the translation, I would like to give you the summary of the previous verse. The previous verse talked about a miracle. Ajamil, who was a Brahmana, had given up his Brahminical culture because of bad association, and he had completely gone the other way. He became most fallen, says the text. He stole, he drank, and he performed other abominable acts. He even kept a prostitute. Thus he was destined to be carried away to hell by the Yamadutas. But the text says because he had just a little glimpse into the chanting of the holy name, he was saved. The translation of this text, I request you to pay a lot of attention, because you will be better to derive more benefit if you make your mind now like a calf which follows the text of a Bhagavatam, just like a calf follows the cow which has milk in its udder. Huh? It walks after the cow. It doesn't want to lose the cow because it wants to drink the milk. So in the same way, please pay attention so that you can drink the Amrita of the Bhagavatam. There is a running translation, but this does not mean that we should be inattentive and start to talk. It is only a translation. You don't need to translate this. So, here's a text for you. Therefore, one who desires freedom from material bondage should adopt the process of chanting and glorifying the name, fame, form, and pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, at whose feet all the holy places stand. One cannot derive the proper benefit from other methods, such as pious atonement, speculative knowledge, and meditation and mystic yoga, because even after following such methods, one takes again to fruitive activities, because one is unable to control his mind, which is contaminated by the base qualities of nature, namely passion and ignorance. So the text said, if we want to really become free from the material bondage, we should take wholeheartedly to the chanting of the names, the forms, the pastimes of the Lord. And it is said, the same amount of purification or freedom from bondage cannot be attained by following any other method like yoga, meditation, or karma or jnana. Srila Prabhupada's purport says, it has actually been seen that even after achieving so-called perfection, many karmis, jnanis, and yogis became again attached to material activities. Many so-called swamis and yogis give up material activities as false, jagan-mithya, but after some time, they nevertheless resume material activities by opening hospitals and schools or performing other activities for the benefit of the public. Sometimes these persons participate in politics, although still falsely declaring themselves sannyasis or members of the renounced order. You may think as you hear this that this talks about some other people than you, but I would like to ask you a question. Does it sometimes happen that you find yourself, after giving up certain material activities, again becoming attracted to them. Does it sometimes happen that even while in Vrindavan, you all of a sudden think of the last movie which you secretly saw on your computer? Does it sometimes happen that even though you are circumambulating Govardhan Parikrama, your mind becomes again attached to materialistic activities? I think it does happen. No, you don't need to not embarrass yourself before the cameras which put you on the internet. But I think we all know this is not talking about other people. This is talking about a dilemma or problem which we all face. That is, we take to the spiritual path in all earnestness and with the best of attention, and then all of a sudden, the dark night of material attachment strikes us at our Achilles heel. That means the place we less expected. So, Prabhupada gives a solution here. The perfect conclusion, however, is that if one actually desires to get out of the material world, he must take to devotional service which begins with Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, chanting and hearing the glories of the Lord. The Krishna consciousness movement has actually proved this. Prabhupada is so optimistic, it's so wonderful. In the Western countries, many young boys who were addicted to drugs and who had many other bad habits which they could not give up, abandoned all those propensities and very seriously engaged in chanting the glories of the Lord. As soon as they joined the Krishna consciousness movement. In other words, this process is the perfect method of atonement for actions performed in Raja and Tama, passion and ignorance. As stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Tada rajastamo bhava kamalo badayaschaye chetayate anavidam stitam sattve prasidati. As a result of Raja and Tama, one becomes increasingly lusty and greedy. But when one takes to the process of chanting and hearing, one comes to the platform of goodness and becomes so happy. As he advances in devotional service, all his doubts are completely eradicated. Vidyate hridaya grantis chityate sarva sangshayaha. Thus the knot of his desire for fruitive activities is cut to pieces. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Nitti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Garavani Pracharine Niveshesha Shunyavadi Paskatyade Satarine Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. I will request your full attention now for about a little more than half an hour. Please use that quality in your mind which is like a laser, because I will say something quite thought-provoking. In the Bhagavatam, in this verse, the amazing quality of Krishna's holy name is described with an example of a very fallen person. This is Ajamil, who had a life like the devil in human disguise. He did everything which makes sure that one is punished on the hellish planets. But he chanted the holy name at the moment of his death. And he didn't even mean the Lord, but he meant his little son who had the same name, who was called Narayan. But just by this glimpse of chanting, this little bit of chanting, he was rescued from the Yamadutas, the messengers of death. He was resurrected, so to say, or revived, and he got a second chance where he chanted in all seriousness the holy name in Haridwar, and then achieved perfection and went back home, back to Godhead. Amazing! And the Bhagavatam says why Krishna is and his name are so absolutely powerful to deliver a fallen soul. They make the point that at Krishna's lotus feet, all the holy places assemble. They are there. People go to holy places in order to become freed from sin. You can see now around Giriraj, there is really so much traffic that you feel there is a river of people, a broad river of people circumambulating, especially during these last 5 months, not months, 5 days before the full moon arose. Now it will become peaceful again. But people go there and they bathe at Radhakund. Those of you who have gone there have seen many people taking there because they hope to become free from the sinful reactions to their material deeds. Devotees go with another intention. They want to develop attachment to Radha and Krishna. But most of the people go to holy places, like here in Vrindavan, or to the river Ganga, or in Jagannath Puri to the sacred ocean, in order to become free from bad karmic reactions. That is their purpose. And they know if they take a bath properly at the holy places, yes, they feel that they are becoming relieved. Who of you has taken a bath in the Ganga? Many of you have taken. Have you also felt after you came out of Mother Ganga some special feeling of lightness? You have felt. That is because something has gone which was troublesome for you. That was the karmic reactions which weighted down on your consciousness. Anyone can feel it. It is really working. It's not it's just not a religious belief or so. Now at Krishna's lotus feet, all the holy places are assembled. That means there is so much potency to free one from bad reactions. This was proved by Krishna when Srimati Radharani approached him. She said, I thought you are Gopal, the protector of the cows, but you have killed a demon. No, not a demon, I'm sorry, a bull. What was the name of the bull? You know everything. H.H.Sacinandan. I'm totally disappointed with you, Krishna. You, the protector of Dharma, you, the Gopal, famous Gopal, have become the go killer. Oh, the bull killer. Now I will not associate with you any longer. Oh. Krishna said, is there anything I can do? Yes, you must go to the holy places, all holy rivers, and take your bath. Then you are purified, and then we can again associate. So Lord Krishna, at whose feet all the holy places stand, this is Tirtha Pada. Pada means feet, and Tirtha means all the Tirthas. He simply called all the holy places. He didn't want to go outside of Braj, to go here and there and everywhere. He just called them, said, come, 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 come. And then said, you fill a lake. And they all filled the Syamakund. And then Krishna took a bath, and he came out fully pure and said, here I am. I have done your order. I followed your order. Radharani looked at him. Who knows? Maybe you cheated. Who knows that these are all the holy places? No, said Krishna. And he asked the holy places to make themselves known. And one said, I'm Tirtharaj, I'm Ganga, I'm Yamuna, I'm Kashi, I'm Varanasi. All of them introduced themselves by name. I am this. They didn't have a visit card, but they introduced themselves. But Srimati Radharani was not so easily to be convinced, and then this beautiful pastime of manifesting Radhakund unfurled. Our point here is, I will not have the time to elaborate on all the details of this pastime, but Krishna has all the holy places at his lotus feet. That means, my dear devotees, if you think of Krishna's lotus feet and place them at the most important part of your personality, in your heart, if you think of Krishna's lotus feet in your heart, you will immediately be purified. This was observed by Akrura when he went to Vrindavan and meditated while he was riding on his chariot about Krishna. And he started his meditation at the feet of Krishna. And he said, my dear Krishna, you have lotus feet. And there is something special about them. There is a Naka mandala at these feet. Do you know what is Naka? Naka is a nail. But mandala means there is an orb of light. Like orb means like a circle of light around it. And this Naka mandala, when we meditate about your lotus feet, it will destroy all the inner darkness. There is outer darkness, which you can take away by lights, but there is a much more difficult darkness. It is the inner darkness. Inner darkness, very problematic. Lust, greed, enviousness, ignorance. So deep. This darkness is millions of years old. You carry it in your heart. You may have taken a shower this morning, but what have you done against the dirt in the heart, Ravi? So much darkness inside. Black heart! We are cheaters here. We are well, nicely dressed with tilak, everything. But the inner darkness, very problematic. Vaishnava means he has the lotus feet of the Lord in the heart. He has taken shelter at Krishna's lotus feet, and therefore this inner darkness, this bad nature, the second nature, is destroyed by the Nakamandala, says Akrura. This light comes in the cave of the heart. It's the dark cave of the heart, and it destroys the wonderful old darkness. Something is hiding in here. But I cannot tell you what it is. Something is hiding in the heart, my heart, but I cannot tell you what it is, because you would throw me out of the temple. I have to keep it a secret. My personal dark secret. We all have such a personal dark secret. And we need to bring some light in the heart. Otherwise, we are an embarrassment for the association of Vaishnavas. So the Lord is so powerful because all the potencies which He has invested into the holy places, He carries all these potencies in its form and also in His name. The Lord's lotus feet, or His divine form, the way He is, the way He looks, is not different from the holy name. And therefore, when you chant the holy name, you do not really need to go to all holy places, because the holy places stand at the feet of the holy name. When you are absorbing your mind in the chanting of the holy name, there will be a permanent purification. In the West, I don't know if you know, there is this novel. It's called Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. It was about a good doctor who wanted to do good for others, but he understood he had also what modern psychology would describe to be a shadow, or this darkness of the heart was there. His dark secret he carried with him. So he thought life would be so much easier if I can just develop some serum, some chemical drink, and then I drink it, and then the shadow splits from my personality. My dark side will go, it will take an identity, and I will be only the good doctor. So he developed, this is the story, a drink. And the moment he drank this drink, dark hair was growing, teeth were growing, and he transformed into a monster. The darkness came out, and it went out in the night. It did all kinds of dark things, and in the morning it came back and went into the doctor, and went away, and then he was only a good doctor. I have a drink here, I want to do this for you. I will now form into my dark side. Actually, I can't do this before the camera because it will be on internet. I better don't drink this here in public. Hare Krishna. No, I'm joking. I want to make you awake. So there is no such drink. But therefore the dark, which takes all the dirt so easily out. But the scriptures tell us, if we take to the chanting of the holy name, then Krishna comes into the heart, and he himself purifies the heart from the darkness. There's a Bhagavatam verse in the 12th canto, 12th chapter, verse 48, which says, Sankiryamano Bhagavan Ananta Shrutanubhavo Vyasanam hi pungsam pravishya chittam vidunot yashesham yatatamoako brahmviva ivat vataha. When the glories of the infinite personality of Godhead are experienced through hearing, then these glories enter the heart and clean away every trace of misery, just as the sun removes the darkness, or as a powerful wind drives away the clouds. It's a very nice verse. It compares the chanting of the glories of the name with the sun which enters the heart and drives away the darkness. But Shukadev Goswami, when contemplating about this, gives a second example, because he wants to say that the chanting completely purifies the heart. See, there are sometimes dark places even when the sun is there. Like when the sun comes up, here will be a shadow under this cloth, and the sun will not go there. So sometimes we can chant, but still something stays in the heart. But if we chant completely, whatever stays will also go, just like when there's a strong wind, it drives away all the clouds, and no cloud can reside or stay in the sky. So Shukadev Goswami gives two examples to show us how the process of chanting works completely on our heart. There is no need to think of anything else than chanting. It removes like the sun, the darkness, and if there something should still stay there, it works like the wind who comes and blows over the clouded sky and drives away all the clouds. The idea is complete purification, not partial purification. But my dear devotees, this will work only when there are two factors. You have to learn to chant with faith. There was once a discussion between Shiva and Parvati. Shiva said all sinful reactions are taken away by a bath in the Ganga. Parvati said, is this so? Yes, said Shiva, but people don't believe it, and therefore it doesn't work for them. Shraddha of faith is the prerequisite to enter into the realm of bhakti. Parvati said, I don't believe that people don't have faith. Oh, said Shiva, let's make an attempt. I will take the form of a beggar who has a big disease, and you will, who has a disease, a small disease, and you will take the form of his wife. And then we sit 50 meters from the Ganga, and you should tell all those who go to the Ganga, my dear pilgrims, my husband has a very particular disease. He wants to take a bath in the Ganga. Can you please carry him to the Ganga? Then the people will say yes. But then you tell them, but there is a little problem. When you carry my husband, there will be a karmic reaction. You will also get a disease. Yes, said Parvati, I can say this, but people will carry you to the Ganga because they have belief that when you take a bath in the Ganga, all the karmic reactions go, no? You will see, said Shiva. So he took the form of a beggar, sat 50 meters away from the Ganga. Parvati took the form of a begini, female beggar, it's a New English word, begini. So she stopped people who were on the way to the Ganga. She said, 50 meters to go to the Ganga, but look at my husband. He cannot move his legs. He wants to take a bath in the Ganga. Would you carry him? Yes, of course, said everyone. But Parvati said, there's a little problem. When you carry my lame husband on your back, you will, there's a little reaction, you will get a disease. Oh, said the people. Parvati, but that shouldn't be a problem, said Parvati, because you go to the Ganga to become free from karmic reactions, no? Yes, we go to the Ganga. So you can carry my husband, take a bath in the Ganga, and then you will not get a disease. Let me take my bath in the Ganga, maybe in 1 hour I return. Every person, my dear devotees, had heard by taking a bath in the Ganga you will become free from reactions. But when it came to the litmus test, to go to carry the layman and there would be a reaction, then no one had faith. My dear devotees, are we not much better? We have heard that chanting is the supreme process in this age of Kali to gain love of Godhead. And by chanting, all the sinful reactions will go, and our path will become free from all obstacles. But who of us takes shelter in the holy name? Yes, when Madhava is there, nice Madhava melody, we may stay for some time if they don't serve pizza in the pizzeria of the MVT. If they serve, our patients will be tested. Who of us has faith to take exclusively shelter in the chanting of the holy name? We need to increase that faith by Sankirtan, by sitting a long time in Kirtans. And as you sit in the long time in Kirtan, your faith, your Shraddha in the holy name will increase. This is the remedy which Bhaktivinoda Thakur gives in Harinam Chintamani to those who chant but who don't have so much faith. You need to go in the assembly of Vaishnavas. You need to sit down and chant in the assembly for a good amount of time. And this will give you such a positive experience that your faith will be increased in many, many wonderful ways. In our movement now, we have many wonderful kirtan events. And Harinam Chintamani requests us to take help of these events, to go with the exclusive meditation. I have a darkness in the heart. I have a problem. I'm trying to make advancement in Krishna consciousness, but still so many material attachments are making obstacles on my path. Now I will go to the assembly of Vaishnavas. I will sit in that assembly and I will chant with full attention. There is another condition which is very helpful in developing the chanting of the holy name to perfection. It is, I will say it in modern language, you have to come to the 0 point. Point 0 is a very good point in spiritual life. As long as you are proud, as long as you have hope that by increasing the fever of material success, as long as you think, oh, I am so talented, I'm so, have so many abilities in my life, when I open my mouth, so much truth comes out of my mouth. I'm such a senior devotee. Or look at me, I'm just so beautiful. Even the Brijbasis look after me when I go in my new green-red zari, or flaming red zari through the town of Vrindavan. Oh. Or I have so much money. Ooh, I am from a good family. And my knowledge is really very substantial. As long as you have faith in these material things and have not come to the 0 point, your chanting will be theoretical. You will not be able to take shelter at the holy name. Krishna, especially in Vrindavan, wants to help his devotees to become clear from taking shelter in material things. Wealth, beauty, knowledge. Janmaishvaya shruta shriyabhiya edamana madapu man Naivahat yabidatum vai tvam akinchana gochara. You can only come to Krishna when you are free from your taking shelter in material things. Before Krishna, there is a gate. And on that gate, you will be asked, you want to come to our Krishna, but have you surrendered to him? Or are you really having faith in your material abilities, in your material position, etc.? Externally, a person like me has given up material life. I have joined the movement, I have given up a very rich background and influential background, and I became a Sankirtan man, and people were spitting at me sometimes. And there was a newspaper article, "Don't spit at him, he is from a good family." But he is now a Hare Krishna. I remember this time. It was very difficult time for me. But I have learned in Krishna consciousness, it is sometimes Krishna's arrangement for us, especially when we are in Vrindavan, that all of a sudden our pride is destroyed, and this is good. This is Krishna's mercy. Has this happened to any one of you? You smile. Yes. I remember once I was in Padayatra, and one German couple, the lady was from an aristocratic German background. She was from, like a princess, how do you say, duke or baroness? Baroness. And we were there camping out with Padayatra, and all of a sudden she had the toilet problem, which everyone gets when they come the first time. And she went like, "Ah." She came to me, "I have to go." She said, "No problem. Just go there behind the bush." What? Do you have a problem, and do you look for a solution to the problem, yes or no? I said. She said, "Yes, I have a problem. I need to quickly, in the next few seconds, find something. Otherwise, I can't guarantee for my cleanliness." So, do you have a problem? Here's the bush. It's a solution. What? I'm not accustomed to this. Yes, I know you're from a different background, but you have a problem, and here's the solution. You don't wait until we can get a helicopter for you, which will fly you to Delhi, to a 5-star hotel. Take the simple solution. She was wrestling, but another wave of urgency hit her intestines. So she ran behind the bush. And then I heard a voice behind the bush, "What do I do now?" The next thing is, I will look in the other direction. You go now from the bush, in whatever way you can be dressed, and you go into the canal, and then you take a bath. "But there are buffaloes inside the canal," came the voice from the bush. "You are in a holy place. This is a place where you have to forget that you are a baroness. You have to understand, I'm a pure soul. I'm a servant of Krishna. This is not a a holiday park or whatever. This is for spiritual life. I will not say any more now. I will go 100 meters from here so that you can do everything in privacy. If you have, just think about the question, do I have a problem? If yes, then there's a simple and only solution. Take it. Then I went away, and I saw her after a few hours. So, how is everything, princess? And she said, you saved me. For the first time in my life, I had to forget my cultural background. I understood no money would now bring me a helicopter or a toilet arrangement. I had to just understand what you said. I'm not the body, and I have to do everything as it is practical here. Afterwards, Mrs. Baroness became a devotee. Krishna always makes that in the Holy Dham. He brings you to the 0 point. We are all, when we are rich, when we are famous, this is all minus 10. Oh, but I'm famous. Okay, minus 20. But I know so much. Okay, minus 30. Take shelter in Krishna by understanding. You have a problem. You are desperate in need of some divine sympathy from above. You have a problem, the repeated cycle of birth and death. Death is waiting before your door in the MTV building. Hare Krishna. Now you need to solve it. And you can only solve it if you take full shelter in the chanting of the holy name. Then Lord, you cannot chant it on, you cannot solve your material attachments and your inner darkness on your own. It won't go. It is not so cheap. You have to take shelter in Krishna, who is most merciful and powerful in the age of Kali, in this holy name. And as you chant more, chant still more. You need to come out of the minus. Chant plus, chant extra, chant plus 10, plus 20, plus 30. Then you will definitely come out of this. But before, you have to come to the 0 point. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu expressed it how? Trinadapi sunichena taror iva sahishnuna amanina manadena kirtane. Yes. Hare Krishna. I will end here, but I will give a little summary in case you forget everything the moment you stand up. This lecture was about a problem, the inner darkness, which can be destroyed only by Krishna, because it is so heavy that meditation, yoga, Shastric studies, visiting holy places doesn't work. So we must take shelter at Krishna's holy name with 2 factors. Let me see. What is the first factor? Shraddha. Good. Faith, you have said. What is the second point? Sharanagati. It's in Sanskrit, and I expressed it modern. 0 points. I have nothing. I need to surrender. Take full shelter, like the Baroness behind the bush. Hare Krishna. I'm sorry to be so graphic. If you still cannot remember, Shraddha and Sharanagati. Faith, chant with faith and with surrender to the holy name. then it will take out all the inner darkness. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna, Krishna. Thank you very much. So, what do we do now? Breakfast, huh? Yes, we are a little over time. I will not take any questions, but I want to make a little advertisement. In 3 days, we will have a very nice Holy Name retreat at it's in the near the town Jatipur. Jatipur, you know, when you go around Giriraj, is that town which comes before Govardhan when you are coming from there. You will find us there in Balkrishna Bhavan. It would be nice to see all of you and more. Or if you cannot come because you have other arrangements, you try to please come out for a day or so for chanting with faith and surrender. And in the Holy Dham, you will get extra strength and mercy from Krishna, and it will work. It would be Bhurijam Prabhu's and my great pleasure and privilege to see you and come. If you want to know the exact itinerary, you can look at the webpage Govardhan Retreat, and there is information of VIHE, it's called, Vrindavan Institute for Higher Education. I wish you all the best for your remaining time here in Vrindavan. Please find some time to chant in the association with devotees. There's so much kirtan going on in this wonderful temple. And may you all take the dust of Vrindavan in your heart, and may you take it home with you to your places where you do service. All the best for you. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Shishi Gaur Nitai ki, Gaura Premanandi, Hari Hari Bo, Hare Krishna.